Good morning. My name is Kристина Афонина. I study in the 11th form Вилина School number 1. The aim of my paper is the analysis of a translation and the opportunity to transmit the meaning of the gerund in Russia. I have set this aim because of a superficial translation. The reader cannot see what is written between the lines. The theme of the paper is analysis of Russian equivalents of the gerund. The main problem of this paper is to show how one can translate gerund in all situations, how to render a gerund by of the means of the language, how gerundial constructions are used. In a complex clause, one can omit the translation of a gerund because of its difficult to express the idea in Russian language. My paper consists of the introduction, the 4 chapters, and the conclusion. I've chosen this theme because rendering gerund in Russian is difficult for a student. I want to do my own contribution in the analysis of this problem. The theoretical significance of this paper is to help students, pupils in grammar, in practice of translation, and in foreign literature. The practical significance of this research is to help in further activity of translation. The novelty of this work is different equivalents of the gerund. The method of this paper is to carry out the analysis of theoretical questions. This paper is provided with a lot of examples. In this research is gathered information about gerund from many grammar books, and comparative analysis of its Russian translation is given. We should pay attention to difference in translation of Russian language. When one compares an original text with the translation, one can see that some difficult places are omitted or changed. For example, if the noun expresses the subject, the translation can translate this noun with an adverb because of its sounds better than if it were translated without an adverb. There are any gerunds in the Russian language. There is only a verbal noun. The English gerund cannot be translated as a verbal noun. I will try to show this difficulty of translation in Russian. I've analyzed the gerund in Russian translations of the book by Carol Lewis, The Silver Chair, and The Lion, the Witch, and the Water. I found the translation of these books are under the edition of Tauberg. One can see that the authors of the translation used a free technique of translation without paying any attention to the grammar and Russian equivalents. At first, I'd like to consider the translation of a gerund, which is rendering by of the Russian parts of speech. Without speaking, молчание, for looking while, победил, not liking, не любит. On saying, заметил, sleeping, лечь. The gerunds which the translator couldn't translate, telling, dancing, train, of getting, learning, seeing, being, taking in, from dreaming, and etc. The translator has ignored these gerunds because she couldn't reproduce Lewis' idea and analogies of the English gerund in Russian. The gerund as infinitive, believing, поверить, teaching, учиться, getting away, убегать. The gerund as a infinitive form of the verb, talking about, говорила, hoping, надеялись, singing, пели, moving, двигались. The gerund as a noun or verbal noun, blowing, дуновение, crane, плач, speaking, голос, watching, просмотр. The gerund as an attribute, being nice, ласковее, of lowering, цветущий, in thinking, любопытный. Passive gerund, at being waked again, когда разбудили, without being seen. незаметно. As you see, it was difficult for the translation of Carol Yu's book to present us the gerund as it was used in book. The translator and we don't know what Carol Yu wanted to say using the gerund. Perhaps he used gerund so because the grammar rules demanded, or it was easy to apply the gerund in these or that situations. I would translate the gerund as you translated did because it suited to Russian equivalence, situation, words, etc. If the context demands the change it in the translation because it doesn't sound good in Russian. Why not apply the translation which is far from the original? One shouldn't abuse a free translation because the reader might not understand a general or main point of the book. As you see, Carol Lewis uses himself the gerund frequently after the preposition. There are only 5 passive gerunds in the wild 2 books. Thank you for your attention. Good luck!